Hello, sysfailure here again. Today I'm going to be showing you a cool little trick to keep your dispensers full forever, basically. Just got this nice little bit set up behind me here. So I've got a nice little dispenser. And you'll see I have some mine carts in the dispenser. Now, you may or may not know, but comparators, as you can see running along here, can detect how many items are in a dispenser. And they can detect it through a solid block as well. So this one's full, so that's giving us the full line of power. If I just throw one in there, go a little bit shorter, and a little bit shorter, and so on. In fact, if we just get it down so that it's pretty much empty, see, almost there. So it's got nothing in it now, and the comparator's gone off. So, empty, but we like it to refill. So, we could set up some sort of system around here that when this turns off, it causes that to refill. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, this is sort of something that was in my little train station video. I've got one here, and it's got a little minecart in it. And when the comparator detects it's empty, torch turns on, triggers this command block. And this command block's using the 1.7 command for a set block, and it's just setting for 23. In the future, I'll be changing this to the block names because that will have to be done eventually. But that's a dispenser. It is set to direction 1. At the moment, Minecraft does ignore directions when it comes to stuff like dispensers and chests and everything. So you've got to make sure you have walls on the correct sides of them, because if you don't, they just face pretty much wherever they feel like. I think default's south, but as long as you've got the right walls, you're fine. And replace, just so it replaces the one that's there. And it's just putting some items in, slot 0, ID 328, which is the minecart, and just one of them. So, sounds like a good idea. So that when this is empty, turns off, that fills it up again, and this detects it's full again. Sounds like a flawless plan. Send one out, send one out. Yep. After a while, it doesn't necessarily notice that this is actually been filled up again. And so it won't activate. Let me just put one in and show you what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. So it's clearly full. There we go. And there's one in there, and it doesn't know. Well, there is a rather useful little way around this. This was the original way that you could fix it, because all that you really need is a block update next to this for it to realize there's something in here again. So in the case of this one, when that turns off, not only does it activate this to refill it, but the power to this block stops, retracting the piston, and that gives a block update here a moment later, which enables that to work again. So this will work forever. Obviously, it's a little bit noisy. So, is there a quieter version? Well, that's what I wanted to find out, and the answer is yes. This is a quieter version here, nice and compact. So, all we've got is replacing the piston with a couple of hoppers. In this hopper, just one item, and in here nothing. So, the item's been held in this hopper because this block's powered. But when we send off the contents from here, like that, off it goes, which allows this to move. And because it moves into this block, we get a block update here, that triggers this, and it moves back into place. So this design is totally silent, and is just as reliable. I've not been able to make the thing break whatsoever. So other than sort of refilling your dispensers to launch out carts, there's some other uses you can do. So here we've got our nice choc chip cookie. Now, there's a wall here because if I don't, this will actually face that direction when it respawns. That's the bit mentioned earlier. But if you look inside, there's just one cookie. Now, you might have a server full of people who would quite like some cookies, and one cookie's just not enough. So I've got the only cookie left, but if you look inside, there are 5 more cookies. So if I just take all those cookies as well, I'm going to be mine, all the cookies. There we go, I've got all 6 cookies, and there's some cookies again. And yet again, it's just a simple little system. Nice and compact. 2x2. And, well, 1, 2, 3 tall, you know, really quite small. And if you really wanted to, you could put that comparator just behind here if you wanted to inside the wall. But as it says, it works through one block as well, which is quite nice aesthetically. You could also use it in traps if you want. So somebody comes along and sees there's some arrows in there. And clearly these are going to set them off. So the step on here. Oh, there we go. I'll just let those arrows run out. Hang on, what was that sound? It's refilled. I'll just take them out. What the? There we go. So that's just like the cookie one, but refilling it with arrows. So obviously quite nasty if you want to use that in a little trap or whatever. One of the downsides, obviously, you do pick up the arrows, so you could end up with a whole inventory full of arrows if you hang around it near, well, no, too near. Not in front of it, obviously, if you're in survival mode or you've had it. So get rid of these. So quite useful for that. The final little thing, though, this is a slightly different trick that I want to show you that will probably be fun in map, just to sort of confuse people, upset them, whatever, I don't know. So everybody knows about pressure plates. We don't mind into pressure plates because they're obvious. So here we have a perfectly normal looking corridor and just some pictures up on the nice little lattice work wall there. Nothing really suspicious, but there's a nice diamond over there. So if we go have a look at oh my god, what the hell's going on? Help! Help! I swear there wasn't a tripwire. Carefully does it. Ah, Christ! Yep, that one's fun as well. You'll see if I pick all the various arrows up, I don't actually pick the arrows up. Because they're actually creative mode arrows, so I can pick them up in creative mode. In survival, they'll just stay there. But if you want to do this little trick, you're going to need a little assembly like this one. Let me just turn this off. So it's quite simple, actually. This one you're going to be doing a test for command, and you're testing for all players within a radius of 3 of that coordinate there, which happens to be the middle of the corridor. If it detects anyone there, comparator says, yes, this command is successful. Out it comes, and it just starts this clock up. And then this is where the magic happens. Every one of these are actually summon commands, which is another the 1.7 commands, and these are summoning arrows. Now, the arrows are just being summoned in these locations. The minus 5.6 puts it just outside the wall, and it's heading in -1 on the Z direction. And the trick that makes it so you can only pick them up in creative, with a vanish or survival you can't pick them up at all, is pick up 2, just there. So every one of these, every 2 ticks, is spawning an arrow. And they just look like they're coming out of these holes. So that's a lovely little effect. Let's just clean that up. So that's how to keep your dispenser sort of refilled for forever and a day. So these pressure plates are just a clock there. And a fun little thing to do with summoning arrows as well. So technically, if you really want the full effect, you don't even need dispensers. This could even just be a solid wall, only made the holes for sure, really. There you go. So I hope you found that useful. And as per usual, thanks for watching and bye-bye. What the... Whoa! What? Hang on. What the hell am I doing in their front garden? You pervert! What the hell happened?
Trying to spy on the innocent Canadians.
I appear so. This is not the road I was on. I swear it wasn't. What? West Quest.